Good morning friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss on SIT, that is static induction transistor. SIT is a high power high frequency semiconductor device. It is the solid state version of triode vacuum tube. SIT was commercially introduced by Tokin Corporation of Japan in 1987. Basic structure of SIT is as shown in figure and its symbol also. It is basically n plus n minus n device with a buried grid like P plus gate structure. It has short n channel structure and P plus gate electrodes are buried in n minus n epi layers. The buried gate structure gives lower gate source channel resistance, lower gate source capacitance and lower thermal resistance. SIT is normally an on device, that is VGS is equals to 0 with VDS, that is drain to source voltage. Present electrons majority carriers would flow from source S to N, pass through gate P plus electrode and would then continue. The large drop in SIT make it unsuitable for general power electronic applications. A 1500 volt and 180 ampere SIT has a channel resistance of 0.5 watt, giving 90 volt conduction drop at 180 ampere. An equivalent thyristor or GTO drop may be around 2 volt. A typical T on and T off times are very low, around 0.35 microsecond. High conduction drop with very low turn on and turn off times result in low on off energy losses. This makes SIT suitable for high power and high frequency applications. This is the basic structure of static induction transistor, as I stated before. Now, the applications of SIT. SIT is used in AM and FM transmitters, for induction heaters, high voltage low current power supplies, ultrasonic generators, and the typically rating available is 1200 volt, 300 ampere with turn on and turn off times around 0.25 to 0.35 microsecond and 100 kilohertz operating frequency of SIT. Now the SCR. SCR belongs to the thyristor family. SCR named as a silicon controlled rectifier. This is the 3-terminal 4-layer PNPN device which can handle high current and high voltages with better switching speed and improved breakdown voltage. The name thyristor is derived by a combination of the capital letters from thyratron and transistor, which has characteristics similar to thyratron tube. From the construction viewpoint, belongs to the transistor, that is PNP or NPN device family. This is the basic structure of SCR. Circuit symbol of SCR consists anode, cathode and gate, and the basic structure diagram consists of 3 terminals, 3 layers and 3 junctions, that is anode, cathode, gate are the terminals of SCR. N plus, P plus, N minus and P plus, these are the layers of SCR, and the shaded portion shows the SiO2 layer is switched on this, and the J1, J2 and J3 are the junctions of SCR. So the SCR as a thyristor. What is SCR? An SCR is a thyristor which is a controlled rectifier. We can say it as a diode. Then the function of SCR: control the conduction under forward bias by applying a current into the gate terminal. Under reverse bias looks like a conventional PN junction diode. Then the gate terminal is used for controlling the input signal. This is the 4-layer device. Anode, cathode or a conventional PN junction diode. Then the cathode gate brought out for the controlling input. This is the equivalent circuit of SCR. Now the VI characteristics of SCR. The graph between voltage and current shows in conducting region this is the forward conducting, and in reverse conducting region there is reverse blocking and avalanche breakdown present. This is the switching characteristics of SCR. In switching characteristics there are two terms present, that is turn on transient and turn off transient. In turn on transient there are delay time TD, rise time TR and turn on time TGT. In turn off transient there are reverse recovery time, that is TRR, in forward recovery time, that is TGR, and turn off time TQ. Now we will discuss the SCR operating modes. SCR operating modes, there are 3 modes, that is forward blocking mode, forward conducting mode and reverse blocking mode. We will see one by one. Now first, forward blocking mode. Here the anode is assigned a positive voltage, the gate is assigned a 0 voltage disconnected, and the cathode is assigned a negative voltage. Then the junction J1 and J3 are in forward bias while J2 is in reverse bias. When when junction J2 reaches its breakdown avalanche value and starts to conduct, below this value the resistance of J1 is significantly high and is thus said to be in the off state. So the anode is positive with respect to cathode, but the anode voltage is less than the breakover voltage, that is VBO. Only leakage current flows, so thyristor is not conducting. Then forward conducting mode. An SCR is brought to this state by applying a positive voltage, positive signal at the gate. Immediately the SCR starts to conduct, gate voltage is no longer needed to maintain the on state and is therefore switched off by decreasing the current flow through it to the lowest value called holding current using a transistor placed across the junction. When anode voltage becomes greater than VBO, thyristor switches from forward blocking to forward conduction state. A large forward current flows if Ig is equals to Ig1. Thyristor can be turned on even when anode voltage is less than VBO. Now reverse blocking mode. This compensates the drop in forward voltage. This is due to the fact that a low doped region in P1 is needed. It is important to note that the voltage ratings of forward and reverse blocking are equal. When cathode is more positive than anode, small reverse leakage current flows. However, if cathode voltage is increased to reverse breakdown voltage, then the avalanche breakdown occurs and large current flows through it. Now the triggering methods of SCR. What is triggering? Triggering is a thyristor turning on, is also known as triggering. Then anode is positive with respect to cathode. A thyristor can be turned on by any one of the following techniques. There are 5 techniques. forward voltage triggering, gate triggering, dV by dt triggering, temperature triggering and light triggering. We will see one by one. Forward voltage triggering. What is forward voltage triggering? One of the commonly used SCR turn-on method by increasing the forward anode to cathode voltage. By doing this, the depletion layer width is also increasing at junction J2. At this stage, SCR turns into conduction mode and hence a large current flows through it with a low voltage drop across it. During the turn-on state, the forward voltage drop across the SCR in the range of 1 to 1.5 volt, and this may be increased with the load current. When breakover voltage VBO across a thyristor is exceed than the rated maximum voltage of the device, thyristor turns on. At the breakover voltage, the value of the thyristor anode current is called the latching current, that is IL. When a thyristor is triggered by exceeding VBO, the fall time of the forward voltage is quite low, about 1/20th of the time taken when the thyristor is get triggered. However, a thyristor switches faster with VBO turn on than with gate turn on. So, permitted di by dt for breakover voltage turn on is lower. So, the next one is dV by dt triggering. In forward voltage state, junction J1 and J3 are forward bias and J2 is reverse bias. So, the current I is equals to C into dV by dt, where dV by dt is the rate of change of applied voltage and C is the junction capacitance. From the above equation, if the rate of change of applied voltage is large, that leads to increase the changing current, which is enough to increase the value of alpha. So, the SCR becomes turned on without gate signal. However, this method avoid because it is false turn on process, and also this can produce very high voltage spikes across the SCR. Then the third one is temperature triggering. The reverse leakage current depends on the temperature. If the temperature is increased to a certain value, the number of hole pairs also increases. By increasing the temperature at junction J2 causes the breakdown of the junction, and hence it conducts. This triggering occurs in some circumstances, particularly when the device temperature is more, also called false triggering. This type of triggering is practically not employed because it causes the thermal runaway, and hence the device or SCR may be damaged. Therefore, this triggering is avoided. Now, light triggering. An SCR turn on by light radiation is also called as light activated SCR, that is laser. This type of triggering is employed for phase controlled converters in HVDC transmission systems. These types of SCRs are consisting a niche in the inner P layer. Therefore, when we light struck on the niche, electron hole pairs are generated at the junction J2, which provides additional charge carries at the junction leads to turn on SCR. Now the last one is thyristor gate control method. This is most common and effective method to turn on the SCR when the SCR is forward biased. A sufficient voltage at the gate terminal injects some electrons into the junction J2. This result to increase reverse leakage current and hence the breakdown of junction J2 even at the voltage lower than VBO. Then the thyristor gate control signal can be of three varieties, that is DC gate signal, AC gate signal and pulse. First one is DC gate signal. Application of a DC gate signal causes the flow of gate current which triggers the SCR. The main advantage of this gate signal has to be continuously applied, resulting in power loss. Gate control circuit is also not isolated from the main power circuit. Now AC gate signal. In this method, a phase shifted AC voltage derived from the main supplies the gate signal. Instant of firing can be controlled by phase angle control of the gate signal. Now the pulse signal. Here the SCR is triggered by the application of positive pulse of correct magnitude. So the thyristor, it is important to switch on at proper instance in a certain sequence. This can be done by train of high frequency pulses at proper instants through a logic circuit. A pulse transformer is used for circuit isolation. Here gate losses are very low because the drive is discontinuous. Now the commutation circuits for SCR. What is commutation? Commutation is a process of turning off a conducting thyristor current. There are two types, that is current commutation and voltage commutation. A thyristor can be turned on by applying a positive voltage about a volt or a current of a few turns of milliamps at a gate cathode terminal. But SCR cannot be turned off via gate terminal. It will turn off only after the anode current is negated either naturally or using forced commutation techniques. These methods of turn off do not refer to those cases where anode current is gradually reduced below holding current level manually or through a slow process. Once the SCR is turned on, it remains on even after remove the gate signal, as long as a minimum current, the holding current, that is IH, is maintained in the rectifier circuit. Now the thyristor commutation classification. Then the commutation can be classified as two types, that is natural commutation and forced commutation. In natural commutation of SCR, this is the process of turning off an SCR without using additional commutation circuitry. This commutation technique only occurs in AC circuit. For better understanding, let us consider a SCR circuit energized from AC source. When SCR is conducting, the current will pass through 0 after every positive half cycle. After that, the AC source then applies a reverse voltage across the terminals of SCR till the beginning of second cycle. If the time of application of reverse voltage applied by the AC source is more than the SCR turn off time, then the SCR will get turned off. This is the circuit diagram of natural commutation in which voltage source, that is Vs, SCR and R, that is resistor, and these are the waveforms of natural commutation. That is Vs is the source voltage, Ig is SCR firing angle, IO is the load current and Vt is the reverse voltage. Now the force commutation of SCR. Unlike natural commutation, an external circuitry is required for forcibly bring the SCR anode current below holding current and keeping SCR reverse biased for a period more than the SCR or thyristor turn off time. This technique is applied for the DC circuit. There are several forced commutation techniques. They are as follows. They are as 5 types, that is class A commutation is also known as load commutation. Class B commutation is also known as resonant pulse commutation. Class C commutation is known as complementary commutation, and class D commutation is also known as impulse commutation, and class E commutation is known as external pulse commutation. Now the second one is TRIAC. TRIAC means triode for alternating current. TRIAC is a 5-layer device that is able to pass current bidirectionally and therefore behaves as an AC power control device. The main connections are simply named main terminal 1, that is MT1 and MT2, and the gate is designation still applies and it still used as a was with SCR. The symbol of gate is as shown in figure and the basic structure also. There are three terminals, that is MT1, MT2 and gate, and 2 SCRs are connected in parallel with each other. Now the operation of SCR. TRIAC. TRIAC can be considered as 2 thyristors connected in antiparallel. The signal gate terminal is common to both thyristors. The main terminals MT1 and MT2 are connected to both P and N regions of the device, and the current path through the layers of the device depends upon the polarity of the applied voltage between the main terminals. Device polarity is usually described with reference to MT1, where the term MT2 plus denotes that terminal MT2 is positive with respect to terminal MT1. Now the second one thyristor is a GTO, that is gate turn off thyristor. What is GTO? GTO is a more versatile power semiconductor device. It is like a CT but with added features in it. A GTO can easily be turned off by a negative gate pulse to appropriate amplitude. Thus a GTO is a PNPN device that can be turned on by a positive gate current and turned off by a negative gate current at its gate cathode terminal. Self turn off capability of GTO makes it the most suitable device for inverter and chopper applications. This is the symbol and turn off diagram of GTO. Now DIAC. The term DIAC stands for diode for alternating current. It is a bidirectional semiconductor switch that can be turned on in both forward and reverse direction. A cross-sectional view of a DIAC showing all types of layers and junctions is depicted in if voltage V with terminal 1 positive with respect to terminal 2 exceeds breakover voltage VBO, then structure PNPN conducts. In case terminal 2 is positive with respect to terminal 1, when V exceeds breakover voltage VBO2, then the structure PNPN conducts. The term DIAC is obtained from capital letters diode that can work on AC. It gives the circuit symbol and IV characteristics of DIAC. it is seen that dioc has symmetrical breakdown characteristics. Its leads are interchangeable. Its turn-on voltage is about 30 volt. When conducting, it acts like a low resistance with about 3 volt drop across it. When not conducting, it acts like a open switch. Dioc sometimes called a gateless triac. This is the constructional diagram of dioc. The construction of dioc will be quite similar to the structure of the transistor, but all the three layers have same amount of doping and it delivers symmetrical switching properties in both the polarities of the applied voltage. The dioc is made of 5 layered structure. The layers closer to the terminals are the combination of both positive and negative layers. When the voltage is passed to the terminal, the layer with respective polarity to the voltage gets activated. This combination of both the polarities helps in operating the dioc in both the directions. This is the IV characteristics of dioc. Initially, the resistance of dioc will be higher because the reverse bias junction between the layers is, so there will be a small leakage current flowing through the dioc. It is mentioned as the blocking state in the curve. Then the conduction state. Once the applied voltage reaches the breakdown voltage, the resistance of the dioc drops abruptly and then it starts conducting, which leads to a sharp decrease in voltage and the current starts increasing, which is mentioned as a conduction state. Most of the diocs will be having a breakdown voltage around 30 volt. The exact breakdown voltage will be based on the type of device. Then the dioc will be in the conduction state until the current reaches the particular value called the holding current, where holding current is the minimum current that required for a device to keep in the on state. Thank you.